Do you think that diet and exercise are the most important first steps of health? Well, I'm going to throw a new thought out to you today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Christine Garrison, and I'm a health coach, and I help midlife women who are fed up with dieting stop their sabotaging beliefs and behaviors and take practical small steps in their health so that they can feel younger as they get older. And I totally get why you would make the assumption that if you're trying to have better health, you would start with diet and exercise. But today I'm going to throw a monkey wrench into that thought. But I totally get it because, yes, our entire society starts with that. Your doctor probably thinks that, your family, your best friend, everybody thinks if you want to get healthy, well, you start with diet and exercise. And I am in no way, shape, or form suggesting that diet and exercise are not extremely important aspects of health. Of course they are. Everybody knows that. I'm a health coach. I love talking about diet, exercise, sleep, stress reduction, all of it, but not as the most important first step towards health. That's not where you want to start. You want to start somewhere else. So let me get into that. Imagine for me, if you will, or think back to a time that maybe this has happened to you. Let's say you are at your doctor's office and you've just been told that some of your health numbers are not looking so great. Maybe it's the blood pressure, the cholesterol, the glucose, the weight. The numbers are going in the wrong direction. And you've decided, okay, enough is enough. I've got to get a control on my health. Right? I want to enjoy my retirement. I want to go on vacations. I want to spend time with my family. I want to be able to pick up my grandchildren and keep up with my grandchildren. And I want to do all of that without feeling bleh and feeling tired and exhausted and achy and not sleeping well, etc. So it's time to focus on my health. So what do? You pick a diet. What is the latest, greatest diet out there? I don't care what you pick. It could be keto, vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, paleo, low carb, Weight Watchers. I think I've named most of them, but you pick something and you start going to the gym. You go to the gym 3 to 5 days a week, right? And it's all going great for a day, a week, a month, maybe even a year, until most likely at some point you say the phrase, I can't believe I just blew it. There it goes. I'm off track. I'm such a loser. I'm such a failure. I'm never going to get this whole healthy lifestyle thing down, right? And you feel totally defeated. You are not alone in that. That is, we've all heard this statistic before. 95% of people who go on diets don't succeed. There is a reason that the TV show The Biggest Loser doesn't have reunion shows. There's a reason for that. The reason that happens, there's no reunion shows for The Biggest Loser, that 95% of dieters fail, the number one reason is self-sabotage. And that, my friends, is what I consider, in my opinion, to be the most important first step towards your health, is addressing why are you self-sabotaging, how are you self-sabotaging, and then most importantly, how do you stop self-sabotaging? Because that is what it all comes down to at the end of the day is, are you your own worst enemy? And how can you stop being your own worst enemy? So if you decide, nope, I don't like that idea, I'm going to stick with diet and exercise as my first step, feel free to get on the diet and exercise merry-go-round, and that'll take you right back to where you started in the beginning. But instead, if you want to try something else, something new, become what I call a small stepper, and that is a person who just takes one small step in front of the other, continuing on the same journey, continuing down the road, and not ending up back where you started. And that's with just making small little steps every single day, consistent progress, and always, 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 most importantly, addressing how are you sabotaging yourself and getting rid of those sabotaging behaviors. That's the number one thing. Once you address those self-sabotaging beliefs and behaviors, the other side of that is effortless self-discipline. Can you imagine having effortless self-discipline? It is possible, but you have to start with the sabotage. And then we can throw diet, exercise, sleep, stress reduction, all those things into the mix and come out with a magical prize at the end. So hopefully that gave you something to consider, something to ponder, a new way to think about that. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below in this Facebook post. If you would like any more information about my private coaching, right now I am doing private one-on-one coaching, and I do have some availability in my schedule. In the future, I'm hoping to open a small group coaching, but right now I still do private one-on-one. Send me a DM on Facebook. That's probably the simplest way to get a hold of me. On my Small Steps Coaching business page, you can DM me. And great. So hopefully I gave you a new thought to consider, and have a great day, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.